Welcome everyone, this is your host Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master. First of all, this channel is proudly partnered with the What the Funk shop. Please check out their store for all sorts of products. They have dice, miniatures, game master screens, home decorations, and many other things. You will find the link in the description and in the pinned comment. And make sure that you use my code for a special discount. Today, I am going to talk about something very important when it comes to achieving role playing, tabletop role playing games, when it comes to creating that magical fictional space or portal between the real world and the fictional world. Silence. The power of silence. Sound is incredibly important. And I think this has a lot to do with my reason for not using background music or sound effects in my sessions for a while now. We have our reality, and we have the fictional reality that we experience through tabletop role playing games. You can go to any world. How amazing is that? You have so many fictional settings and you can explore them all. But sadly, a lot of players get stuck. They never go into those worlds. Every single session that they go to, it is just a gathering where they sit down and fill their bellies with all sorts of processed crap, the science fiction YouTube, and harmful liquids, and they start talking about their day, making jokes. Every time something happens in the game, they start to compare it with some other things, something they saw in the news, in the shows, etc. And that's because they don't have silence. In Zen philosophy, there is a concept of the monkey mind. It is a sign of great immaturity. The monkey mind is constantly jumping around, pulling around, playing around. The person cannot stand still. The person cannot keep a tranquil mind. It is chaotic waters, and the ships go down constantly. Just listen. Silence. Master silence. And you will achieve many things through your mind. But in this case, tabletop RPGs, right? The fictional realities, you will experience them through silence. What does this mean? That anything that doesn't have to do with the fictional world must be kept quiet because it could be an intrusion of the real world. Of course, this does not apply to the mechanics because you need those mechanics to resolve various things. You need to determine the successes and failures if you're using dice, if you're using cards, and depending on some other more abstract mechanics in diceless, or I would say tool-less systems, where you don't use cards and you don't use dice and you don't use tokens or whatever. It's all handled purely pen and paper, or even with the use of tokens. In that case, in a lot of cases, you don't even need to announce how many tokens you are spending as long as everybody, well, you're not cheating and everybody has understood the rules, the expenditure of tokens. So when you speak in character or describe what your character is saying within the fictional world, when you describe your actions or reactions within the fictional world, when you as a game master describe the game world, when you describe the entire, when you describe it all, it has to do with the fiction. There is no noise disturbing this. There is silence from the real world. But every time somebody goes like, oh, let's see, so I need to roll, make my attack roll. Oh yeah, I'm going to use my lucky die for this. Oh, what do I got? Oh, booyah, booyah, I got 19. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I rock. I rock. High five, everyone. Doesn't make sense. You're experiencing a fictional world, unimaginable adventures, and you're suddenly throwing all of that into the garbage. that has nothing to do with the magical experience that is being created. So you can easily polish your sessions. Stop joking around. If you want to be funny in the game. If you're playing a character that tells jokes, tell a joke through your character. Laugh as your character. Try to hold it back. You will see in many of my sessions as a game master, when I see something funny happen, I smile because I'm holding back the laughter. Like, I don't want to disturb the balance created. And that's why so many horror sessions fail. And just take a look at my horror sessions. Sometimes the players get a bit too tense, too scared. They need to joke, right? They need to joke. Suddenly they start to joke. Don't follow that. Don't allow it. If necessary, if it goes too far, penalize that in the game. In the case of horror games, they are losing their minds. Like in the case of whatever other fantasy game, not necessarily horror, and they start to make jokes out of character. The people in the street see you speaking like a madman to people that do not exist around you, saying names of no one in particular, and suddenly the guards arrive. And are you feeling well? Have you been affected by spell of madness? And suddenly starts to have an effect within the game world. But you don't want to play with those players. You don't want players that are constantly disrupting what has already been established and agreed upon before the session. If someone starts to mess around with the social contract of we are role playing in the first person, in the present, in the now, or we are role playing in third person, or there is no out of character talk. If somebody is, you better eliminate that person from the game. That person is not interested in role playing. That person never made it into the fantasy world. They're still sitting around the table, stretching their bellies, thinking about many chaotic things that are unrelated to the fictional reality. So, that could also be a proof of maturity in tabletop RPGs. Take a look at which players can attain that silence, not constantly joking around, constantly trying to talk out of character. Oh, this and that, I'm going to roll, blah, 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 blah. Let's see, what am I going to roll? No, that is unnecessary and it disrupts the session. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it was informative and entertaining. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, consider joining as a member using the super thanks button. Like, subscribe, take a look at the information in the description, the pinned comment. This has been your host, Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master. And remember, in tabletop RPGs, you are not telling stories about your characters. You are experiencing the game world as your characters. Once again, thank you and see you later.